it can be divided into how you do user research, then how do you make sure that you are always connected to the user through analytics or through like the qualitative research, and then you'll go ahead and talk to many kind of stakeholders. Stakeholders management is like one of the very important part that a product manager has to do, and that is how your day is going to be designed. So curiosity is something that leads you to places that you can't even think of. So since product manager management involves so many skills, your curiosity is going to drive you. You cannot see like there is so many skills that I need to learn and you are going to learn them. That is not going to work.
So hey guys, today we have with us Ankit Shukla. He is my batchmate from Triple IT Gwalior, but more importantly, he is an experienced product manager. He has worked in multiple companies as a product manager and currently running his own company called Hello PM, which helps people to start their career in product management. And today he will tell us everything about his journey and how you can start your journey in product management, but after the music. So, hey Ankit, welcome to the channel.
Thanks, Amit. Thanks a lot for having me. Really excited to share a lot of things with you and your audience.
Yeah, so audience is already excited about you. But before starting, let's briefly know about your academic and career background.
Yeah, so Amit, academic is something that I'm not really excited about. It hasn't been a highlight of my career, but maybe I'll start with what I'm doing currently, and then people would be able to connect the dots. So currently, I'm a product manager at Scalar Academy, and I'm looking after a product known as Intubit.com, which helps people crack the jobs of their dream through the tech platform that we have created. And like every month, we are able to get about thousands of people get the jobs that they want. That is the first part. And before that, I have been working with a company known as Andy Money, which was a hyper growth fintech startup out in India. So I was the first product growth / product marketing hire over there, and I took the company like from like a few thousand users to around 500,000 users in a span of around 12 months, where I worked with like really sharp minds of India to get the product to what it is right now. And before that, I have been working for a company which was like which goes by the name Shiros, and I grow that company from. So it was an old company, like the company was in existence for around 5-6 years now, and then I have grown the company from around 1 million users to 5 million users in a span of around a year and a half. So that has about me. And before that, I have been an entrepreneur. So I have founded a couple of startups, raised a bit of money and all. I was like very much interested into startups and creating things out of tech and all. So that is how I have started. And my education, as you know, like it has been from Triple ITM Gwalior. So I like started it from BTech and MBA. So MBA was something that that was the only choice that was left for me, because I wanted to like spend maybe less time on studies and more time on startups and stuff. So yeah, that's a bit about me. I think it would add the context.
Yeah, that's a very well summarized introduction, Ankit. Now we will start with the meat. That means what people are coming here to watch. So people want to know, how did you start your career in product management?
Yeah, Amit. So be very honest. So product management was nothing that was a part of my checklist. Like I didn't wake up someday and thought that I would want to be a product manager, but that happened out of the serendipity. So what happened was, when I was starting my second startup, which was going by the name My Legal Work. So we have everyone. We have developers in the company. We have operations manager in the company. We have designers. We have sales. But one thing that was missing was someone who could bring everything collectively. Okay. So then I thought, like, I looked back at my career and I understood that I have some kind of business sense, because I had like done a couple of startups in the past. And then I have like worked with some really cool startups such as MobiKwik, such as Bluegape, and also it was like such as Snapdeal and all. So I had a context as in how like the business thing works. I have like a good grasp of technology and all. So I choose why don't maybe I assume this kind of position that I came to know like later was known as a product manager or a product role in a company. So that is how it started. But my real product management, like as in like working with a large team of maybe 150 people, started when I started working in 2018 at Shiro. So there we have like a well set up department for product where they were interacting with engineers, designers, and all. So that is when I understood like what is the value of a product for a company, and how a product manager could be like a deciding factor between whether a company is going to make it or not going to make it. So that is what I have understood. And like working from like at 100 users or 200 users, while working at like maybe a couple of million users, totally different. And that is where a product manager is able to maybe bring up his niche. So that is how I started, and now that has been the journey. So I started at a marketing growth person at one company, and now I understood that since a product led company, it is like a product led growth is going to play a very important role, and that is how I moved from like growth roles to the product manager roles right now.
That's amazing. That's fantabulous to know. But now you have stepped one step ahead. That means now you're not only working as a product manager, you're helping people to get transition into product management. So here comes Hello PM. So tell us
Yeah.
about your company. What is the concept and how did you come up with it? And what kind of services Hello PM provide people to help them in getting into product management?
So yeah, Hello PM is a community of like aspiring product managers and people who want to like become better product managers. So as the case was with me, as it is the case with like a few more people, that we have seen that they have become accidental product managers. Okay, there was a need of someone who could wrap things all together, who would have cross departmental knowledge, and people have assumed the role of product manager. But there is definitely a lack of skills. There is definitely a lack of understanding that a product manager should bring. So that is why I have been fortunate enough, while my working at my legal work, while my working at Shiros, IND Money, and maybe at my current company also, that I interview like very frequently. I interview many product managers. So I've been able to find that there are certain kind of gaps that are there in the skills of a product manager. So on the face of it, it looks like there are so many people who want to be product managers, which means the supply would be really, really high. And on the other hand, it looks like if you talk to any HR, if you talk to any hiring manager or any senior product manager who wants to fill the gap of a product manager into their company, you will see that if they apply, like if they post like any kind of job on LinkedIn, you are going to get hundreds of applications in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, but the position still takes like maybe a couple of months or maybe 3 months to get closed. And that is because although the supply is there, but the quality supply is not very high. So we thought, why not? How we have started, which is like work like in 2018 when I was starting my journey of product manager. What I did was I searched for like very like some people on LinkedIn. Like I have gone to the search bar of LinkedIn, type product managers over there, so sorted them by connection, like first degree connection, second degree connection. I got to know like 10-15 people who already were product managers, and then I have gone ahead and reach out to them. So in a couple of weeks, I was able to get the understanding of how product management is done at the scale company. So I thought, why don't we bring that model of one-on-one mentorship of like great like structured content to maybe and give it to more people, which will help them like get product managers. So get product management jobs. So that was first part. And so we started with content. We created a very good structure of content, and we have gone ahead, talked to these product managers and thought, and maybe take their feedback as in, what do you think about content? Is there something lacking if someone wants to like aspire to be a product manager? Then we have got like some really good feedback from them. Then we have gone to the job listings. So we have searched for about 100-120 job listings in various companies, in various on various platforms such as LinkedIn, Naukri.com. And then we have came upon this structure. So we started the beta cohort, like the first cohort in Feb this year, which around like 20 and 15 people, and it was being like really successful. So we didn't make it an interview preparation course. It is like made for people who want to upskill themselves as product manager, who want to become product managers. But as a side result of this, or as a side effect of this, we were able to see that our people were like, even within a couple of months, they were able to crack like interviews at companies such as Cred, such as Fempay, such as FrontRow, and really good startups of India. So that is how we have started. And like very recently, like we have seen that in the second cohort, we were able to fill up all the seats, which is like 25-30 within like a couple of months, couple of weeks that we have started this. And then we have gone ahead, started the third cohort, which was like a superstar cohort with all the folks at ISB, which is like a very prominent business school in India. So that gave us like an assurance that yes, the content that we are giving, the community that we have created, and at the cost that we are providing it is like very important. So the Hello PM is onto like three things, like the three pillars of the company. The one is the content. So content is really very structured. It makes sure that you are understanding everything from a first principles perspective, which makes sure that everything is like shown to you in a very contextual way, explained to you in a very contextual way, which is done through case studies, real life cases, the cases that we have worked with firsthand. So that is the content, which is the first part. Second part is we have made sure that there is a good community, as in people come together, they learn with each other, because it's a cohort based course. You are going to get into a course together. So there are 30 people in the 25-30 people in a particular cohort, and that makes sure that you are collaborating with each other. You are getting to have like different kind of context when you are solving problems. You can see like how a single problem can be solved from different kind of context or different kind of perspectives altogether. So, and also if you want to get like any kind of referrals, and also the community is very strong, you are like, you don't have to like look outside of the network to get for referrals and all. And third part is the cost. So comparing like everything. We have compared like almost every course that is out there, and by comparing all of this, we have come up with a cost structure which is like very affordable for the candidates, and it's like something you don't have to lock yourself into the EMIs and all. So we have made a very, very good monthly plan where you can go ahead and prepare for the course, and you are not locked in at any period of time. And that is how like whenever we open our batches, within a couple of weeks we have been able to fulfill all of the seats. Yeah, man, so that was our context.
It feels like the product school San Francisco will have a hard time in future because Hello P
Yeah,
isn't here.
might be.
Yeah, because cost is something that is really a deciding factor for many people out there. Because to be honest, I researched about Prod School San Francisco, and the cost was immense, like $4,500 for a 2 months course, where you have weekly classes, which is not even a 2 months course then. But you are spending like 4,500 USD, around more than like 3 lakhs, around 3 lakhs.
Right.
Yeah. So definitely compared to that, you guys are coming up with a lot more engaging content in a lesser price. That's great. So now coming to the next question, since you have been a product manager for 3 years, 4 years, okay, 3 to 4 years. Okay, yeah, because so you have founded multiple companies, and there you are the CEO or the founder of the company. Then again, you have the product manager is the CEO of a product. So
that's a cliche actually, but like
that's
in the first
cliche,
class,
but pretty much
why it is not true.
Yeah. So cliches exist for a reason, by the way. So
right.
So you have 6 years of product management experience. Tell us what a day in PM's life look like. What is his day-to-day job?
Yeah, so I'll try to give you a generic answer first, which is like the everyday looks different, and it depends on the product and the kind of company or the growth stage of the company that you're looking for. So for example, when I joined IMD Money, when we have having like a few thousand users, my day looked like a bit different than when it was when I was leaving the company, when we have like a 500,000 users. So it depends. But to maybe give you a generic flow, what I could say is that so you mostly start your day with mostly going through the product analytics out there. Like you look at the dashboard, what are the important things out there, and that is why you need to have a analytical approach, as in since it is possible to get so much data from all the systems out there, you have to prioritize like what data do you want to see, what is actually moving your product and actually moving your company. You look at the dashboard, then your day would then formally start with the kind of meetings that you might have, because it is going to be a job where like I would say 70% of your time is going to get into meetings, at least in the initial phase. And as you grow, you'll try to understand how to map up your time and how to make yourself more productive by having less number of meetings or like more agenda driven meetings. So you have to collaborate with. So once you have these ideas, so there is something known in product management known as opportunity identification. So you'll spend your time there, which is like you'll identify from your analytics, from your user research, by talking to your sales and marketing team and other stakeholders, as in what is something that you could do next, which is like also known as backlog grooming. So you'll go ahead and you'll understand what is something that is next for your product, how you can improve another thing. You can go ahead and prioritize a lot of things by like going ahead and looking at your data and all. And after that, you are going to collaborate with a lot of people. So you are going to talk with the engineers and designers to know whether the project that you are making is on the right track, the bugs have been fixed or not. You'll go to talk to your customer support team in order to understand what is happening out there and whether like the all tickets are being taken care of not. If there are like any kind of like certain kind of issues that are popping up, you look at this, and then you'll maybe have a like the discussion with the upper management where you'll understand what their goals are for their quarter and maybe what they want to do ahead, and then you are going to wrap up all together. And then like this is the like the soft skills part, or this is the collaborative part. From the core part that a product manager does by itself is like writing PRDs, writing user stories, and making sure that everyone is on the same point. So the typical day looks different for every product manager, but yeah, it can be divided into how you do user research, then how do you make sure that you are always connected to the user through analytics or through like the qualitative research, and then you'll go ahead and talk to many kind of stakeholders. Stakeholders management is like one of the very important part that a product manager has to do, and that is how your day is going to be designed.
Great. So this brings me to one other quote that is pretty famous in the industry. That is, product managers are responsible for everything, but in charge of nothing. So,
correct.
So they have to use their persuasion skills. They have to talk to a lot of people, get things done in a diplomatic way, and also keep everybody engaged. So I think
Right.
this demands a lot of skills, some core skills that a PM should possess. So can you list out
Right.
some of the skills that a good product manager should definitely have?
Right. So actually, if you'll see like what all the skills that a product manager needs to have, there could be a lot of other skills. Okay, so there are soft skills, there are hard skills, and there could be hundreds of skills. But I'll try to prioritize it as a product manager. So I think number one skill that a product manager needs to have in terms of soft skills is the problem solving skills. Okay, because you're always solving problems for either your business or your users or your teams. As in, if one team wants to do one thing, other team wants to do other thing, you're always solving problem for them. And as in, what is the and you are always trying to understand the problem. And problem solving is like a major domain, like a very macro domain. If you can go like slice down the domain, you will get to how do you do prioritization, how do you do take like decisions with when a lot of data is not available or the enough data is not available, when there are certain kind of constraints. So problem solving is something that I would put on the top. And then I would say the next thing is the collaboration skills, because no matter like how large or small your company is, most of the time the product manager is not judged or assessed by his hard skill, as in his ability to do things himself. He has to drive a team together, and that requires a lot of collaboration. You have to talk with your marketing team, you have to talk with your sales team, development team, design team. So if you have like a experience of working with these teams, that is going to definitely help you out. So second thing is this. And third thing I would say is a lot of ownership attitude, as in like you need to own the product, you need to own the problem, you need to own the journey of the customer, so that everything that is happening, you should be able to say that yes, this has been taken care of, so that you can give that like the assurance to the upper management or the designers or the developers or the other stakeholders should also feel that there is someone who is like responsible for all the journeys, and he'll make sure that we are on the right track. So ownership is something that is expected out of product manager. Apart from that, like in terms of hard skills, I could list so many, which is like understanding of high level skills of how coding or maybe how technical things work. Second is like SQL, because you have to work with so much data. So if you are having SQL skills, that is going to add to your efficiency, so that you don't have to run to data science team every time you are running into a problem, or at least you can structure your questions correctly. And then there could be about wireframing, then there could be a lot of other things. But I would say hard skills are something in product management that you can learn maybe in a couple of months or so. So my most focus would be on a candidate to have these kind of like problem solving and other kind of skills that I have mentioned.
That's great. That's very well summarized, Ankit. So now I feel like there is a lot of overlap between what a engineer may have to have in his job role and what a product manager may have to have, because problem solving is something that is common. Also, we also have to collaborate with sometimes multiple teams to solve an engineering problem, to discuss a few things. So I think I see a bit of synergy here. So if some engineer finds that synergy in himself, that actually if I'm doing great in engineering, I can also do great in this product domain, and I want to make a transition, then how can he do that?
Yeah. So before answering that, I would say that it is true for like almost every other job role out there, because no matter you are in customer support, you are into sales, you are into marketing, you are into design or development, there is always a chance that your skills are going to overlap with what is there for product manager, because product manager needs to like he's supposed to collaborate with all of these people. And if you are coming from a developer, you have a certain edge because you have already worked with product managers, you know how they think, you know like how they drive the teams together. So you already have an inspiration in front of you. Second is you can empathize with yourself, which is like you have been a developer, and now developer, like working with developers is one of the core skill that is required out of like product managers who are more technical in nature or working with technical companies. So you bring that empathy all together because you have been a developer, you know how a developer thinks and all. And also you can grab up like new ideas pretty quickly, which is like you have already worked on the technology, you know what is needs to be done, what needs to be not done. So already you have like a lot of context as a developer when it comes to product management. And in order to get yourself into product management, I would say that there are two ways. One is you can either transition within your own company, or you can go ahead search for the new role. Okay, transition is only possible when your company allows it. That is the policy of the company. And most of the time, like even if you are the company, that is possible. But the more fundamental, like the thing requirement over there is, which is your company should be a product company, which is you cannot become a service like a product manager at a service company. So if transition is at all possible, I would recommend you this pathway, as in go ahead and understand what are the basics of product management, understand how user research is done. So there are some skills that you already know, which is like maybe understanding these technical documentations and all, but there are some skills that you need to develop, which is user research, communicating really effectively, and maybe persuasion and maybe problem solving and all. These are the things that you can understand. And first you are done with all of these things, you can maybe go ahead and start shadowing your product manager. Okay, what they do in their life, start asking them questions like, as in, why it has been created, why it is created now, why it can't be created maybe a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a couple of weeks ahead, or maybe if we have something in our backlog which is like down the line, why can't we put it maybe in the top of the backlog and all. So these are the things that you can ask your product manager. And then maybe after like they are assured that yes you can do, you can maybe take a small project to work upon, and then that is how you can transition within the company. So transition with the company is like something that I like tell for each and every developer, if it is possible. If it is not possible, then I would suggest to maybe go ahead, look out for opportunities. And then what you can do is you can start creating a list of companies, maybe 10-15 companies that you want to work for. And you can choose the companies based on your interest, based on the kind of technology that you use, or based on the kind of user segment that they operate in, so that you can maybe empathize with them. And then you can go ahead, maybe study about the company, study about their competitors, study about what are the users of the company, and then create maybe a very good report, maybe a very good cold email, and write it to the founders at the company. I have used this approach, and this has like worked with me almost 100% of the time. Like the data set is very low. It is like only 2 companies that I have applied for, so that is like 100% success rate. So that is it. That is I have seen like that has worked with me, and that is what I suggested many people. But I would suggest you that like don't rely on these job listings that are out there. Just easy apply on everything, or apply through Naukri and all, because I don't think like that works at all. Like it works for some people, but if you want to get an edge into your career, I would say that maybe approach people directly, do a research about their company, because it is not only that the company is going to interview, you are also going to assess whether it's a good company to work on or not. Because as a product manager, I have told you have to get a lot of ownership. If you are going to like have like a good research on a company, that is going to add that you know what is ahead of you and what game you are going to play.
That's a lot of learning for me also. So great, Ankit. Now we'll move towards the last question of the interview. Now, because you have shared a lot of things, probably there are some things that are still left that you wanted to say that I could not cover in my questions. So my last question is, what is your final message for the product enthusiast out there? If they are starting with product management, or if they're already product manager, if they're engineers, designers, like what is your common message for them?
Yeah, right. So my final message to people who are listening to this, or not only product manager, but to like in general, the people who are listening to this, who are into any part of their career, I would say that there is one skill that is important, not only for product managers. It's more important for product managers as compared to other people, but it is going to be important for each and everyone, which is a level of curiosity. So if you have curiosity within yourself, you are going to go ahead and unlock all of the things for you. Okay. As in product manager, when I started as a product manager, there are so many things that I didn't know. There are so many things that I have yet to explore, but that is because of the curiosity that I was able to explore so many things. As in, what are the problems that my user is facing, how am I going to solve these problems, and what could be the solution, how do I articulate a better solution. So curiosity is something that leads you to places that you can't even think of. So since product manager management involves so many skills, your curiosity is going to drive you. You cannot see like there is so many skills that I need to learn and you are going to learn them. That is not going to work, because these are very experimental or a very like experiential driven skills. So curiosity is something. And apart from that, maybe I can give you an exercise for each and everyone who is looking at this session, which is like you can go ahead and go on Play Store or maybe Apple App Store, depending on the kind of device that you use. You can maybe go in the editor's pick section, or you can go in the trending section, pick any 5 apps. Okay. And once you have downloaded these apps, go ahead and do the following things. One is try to understand who is going to be the user of the app. Okay, you can create these segments. As in, if I talk about Paytm in India or maybe PayPal, then people such as businesses are using it for a specific purpose. Maybe individuals are using it for a specific person, which is like P2P transfer of money. So you have to write down which are the users, what is the persona of the user, what is the motivation of the user, who is using this product. That is the first part. Second, you can go ahead and understand what is the use case of the product for these people, why they are using the product. So that is the second exercise and the second part of this exercise. Third, you have to go ahead and understand, like when you're spending the first 5-10 minutes of the product, what your experience is, which is also known as onboarding. So you have to understand what their onboarding is. What is it? If you are the product manager out there, how would you have solved that problem really well from them, like maybe even in a better effective format. So that is the third part. So look at onboarding, look at for gaps that you can address, and if you were the product manager, how would you would address them. That is the third part. Second, you should go ahead and understand what is the kind of notification that they are sending you. I'm sure that if you are like like installing any kind of apps, in a couple of days they are showing you a lot of notifications. So you have to understand what is the goal that they're trying to get achieved from you when they are sending these kind of notifications. So if I talk about maybe Zomato, if you install Zomato, they are going to send you notifications about make your first order, this is an offer and all. So this is how like you are going to understand what is the goal, what the product actually wants you to do. And then in the last part, you have to understand what is going to be the business model of the company. It might be possible that you might not be able to find the business model right now, but depending on the user studies that you have done or the user understanding that you might have acquired about the app or the use case of the app, you will be able to understand like what could be the business model in future for this company. So I think if you can able like follow all these 4 or 5 steps for 5 companies, you'll try to like build that kind of product sense that is like required from product managers. And once you have that, then like the sky is limit for you. You can go ahead and find like this path will automatically create a learning path for you where you can go ahead and maybe learn from the internet as in how to do a particular kind of thing. So I think that has worked with me, and that is something that I recommend to each and everyone, and that has helped people also.
That's amazing, Ankit. It is very action-driven advice, I think. Many people give very generic advice, and this is the first time I have seen anybody is giving action-driven advice, and I really liked it, and probably I will also do it.
Yeah. Right. Because product manager is mostly about getting shit done and all. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So Amit, I just want to mention one thing, that if people are looking for maybe mentorship, or they are stuck somewhere into the product management career, or they are aspiring product manager, don't know like where to go from there, then maybe they can feel free to reach out to me, which is I'll appreciate if you could send my LinkedIn link into the description somewhere so that people can reach out to me. I like every week I make sure that I connect with a couple of aspiring product managers to help them for free. So I think that would help your audience also.
Definitely. I think that will be very valuable for the viewers. So viewers, if you have really enjoyed the conversation, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment your questions, and Ankit and I will be very happy to respond to them. And please keep coming week after week for watching more such videos. And until next time, peace.
Peace.